Alright, welcome back. This is Kristen from milkandmud.com again. And again, I'm making you a quick video today. Please forgive any noise in the background because my kids are in the house and they are frequently pretty noisy. But hopefully this recording will come out clear. Okay, so today I'm going to show you real quickly how to set up an email list with Aweber. I like Aweber a lot because I can set up as many email lists as I need and manage them all from one account. So as you can see here, we have all the lists for my niches as well as Milk and Mud's list. And so what we are going to do real quick here, like you see in the article, I recommend that you get a few things ready on the text editor depending on how many things you're going to need to do. So I've got a couple of things already written out here. And what we're going to do is we're going to create a new list. So we go to Create and Manage Lists, and we're going to create a new list. So here is the list dialog that we're going to fill out. Basic information. Here's where this information that you've put makes this go real quick. So the list that I'm setting up is actually a launch list for a niche product that I'm doing. So, and as you can see, it cut the name off because it was a little bit long. I should make a note about that. But anyways, so we're gonna change it because of that. So pick boy or girl LL for launch list. Mostly you'll be the only one that sees that. Your visitor might see it if they unsubscribe or something, or if they need to change their email address, but otherwise only you'll see it. And then this list description is for you. Okay, from name is going to be your name, so I'm going to put Kristen Burgess, and then I don't want that. It's the wrong niche website. So we're going to put in the right address. As you can see, it's already filled out my contact address. This is required. It has to be there. Notifications, I don't want to get notifications, but if you, for instance, personally welcome each subscriber to your list or something like that, then you could fill in your name and email to get notifications. I don't do that. I'm not going to do that for this list. So we're going to save the settings. And as you can see down here, Aweber has this little box down here as a setup wizard to kind of help you go through this process, but I usually ignore it because it wants you to do a lot of stuff that you don't need to do. So our company name that we're going to put in is right there, and we're going to put in the URL for the niche site. I am not going to put in a signature or a logo right now. You can do that if you want to come at the bottom of your emails, but I'm actually in the process of getting the logos and stuff for my niche sites redone, so I don't have anything. This is if you want to be tweeting out your newsletter and that sort of thing. I haven't really explored these options yet. I should. And this is for if you want to put in some sort of little snippet of something that you can put in quickly, like they give the example of store hours. I'm not going to do that right now either. So we're going to save, and then we come to the confirmation message. I am going to leave this as the default right now because I haven't thought of a good one, but I am going to change the body of this information. Put that in there. You are limited to 500 characters, 10 lines or less. So I've just created a little blurb that I put in there. And you can also add a custom closing. I should have put that in there. So, loads of pink or blue baby dust. Kristen. So there's my little custom greeting. This is where you can turn on the opt-in on the web forms or not. And here is the confirmation success page. And so here is where you will put in the page that they get directed to after they confirm. If you're offering an incentive or something, then you'll want to put in the URL where they can go download and get their incentive. So we're just going to save the settings. And then we're essentially done with creating the list. Aweber will fuss at you at this point that you still have things to do in the welcome wizard, and I have lists in various state of the welcome wizard because some of my lists don't have a follow-up because they're just kind of a meta list to combine other lists. But anyways, and because of when I started I wasn't as organized with my list making. But you can go ahead and create a follow-up message, but let's go to the web form here. Okay, so create a new web form. This is the WYSIWYG editor. I'm just going to leave this. You can leave this in here. I don't normally leave this in here because I don't like the way they make my forms look, and I don't typically ask for a name anymore. I just ask for email. You get a little bit better conversion. Some people might argue that it's more personal if you ask for the name. I don't know. You do what you want to do, but I think that we get better conversions with just asking for people's emails. And you can still be really warm and personal even if you're not using their first name. Okay, so we're gonna that's gonna be our, let's make it a prettier form. How about this one? This has nothing to do with my niche. And you can edit the header. And we'll just do that for our example form here. Notice that there's different options that you can play with. It took me a while using the editor to really understand it. But you can look at these. If I decide that I want that privacy policy back, you just click these buttons up here. Over here you can look show more to see more templates. They have all these numbers beside them in parentheses that I always assumed meant the number of forms, but if you click them there's never that many forms, so I'm not exactly sure why those numbers are there. But this is how you can go through and look at the forms, and you can pick one, or for instance like with this one you could decide that you wanted to change that image to one of your own. See, there's the URL, and you can just put your own in it. So you can really do quite a lot with the form. Sometimes the editor's maddening, but it's pretty nice. So we'll save this. Okay, next what you want to do is you want to go to the settings. This is what I was talking about, the form name. So I might put this to be sidebar form, so that I would know that this is the form that sits in my sidebar. And then your thank you page, for signing up for your list, you can either do a custom page URL, or you can put in, or just use the defaults that Aweber gets. If you choose custom, you can put your URL in there. So if you're going to give them the incentive or something just for signing up, or if you immediately want to shuffle your subscriber off to a sales letter or a video or something, this is where you put that in, and I recommend that you go ahead and have that ready. I'm just going to change that back to basic version because I'm not actually going to use this form. So we save the web form, and then you can go to the Publish tab. Usually you're going to install the form. I would recommend using the JavaScript snippet because then if you go back to the Design tab and make any changes, it'll instantly show up. You don't have to do anything. But if you need to, you can use the raw HTML, which means that you're going to have to go back and edit it if you make any changes. But for some specialized uses like putting hidden forms, like at the back end of your shopping cart after somebody buys something, if you want to use a hidden form to automatically sign them up to a buyer's list, this is what you would want. And so there's that option. Okay, so what Aweber was talking about with the messages and what I want to talk about is there's two different kinds of messages here, follow-up and broadcast. Follow-up is your autoresponder, so these are the messages that are going to go out automatically to your visitors. Broadcast is if you shoot out a broadcast message. So say you shoot out a new newsletter every Tuesday, then you would use this. Or say you want to do a promotion for an affiliate product just one time, that would be this. Or say you come across some really awesome tool or an awesome blog post and you want to share it with your subscribers, this is what you want to use. Follow-up is where you might put your your autoresponder sequence, and where you put your launch sequence if you're going to send them through a static evergreen launch type thing. And you just create a new message, and then you go through Aweber's, this is their WYSIWYG editor for creating an email. And this first one is generally the welcome email, which they will get right after they confirm. So you'll want to think of a subject, and then you can do it HTML. You can do it just plain text. You should do both, or put a link to view it on the web in the plain text box if you don't have a plain text version. And they have a lot of templates that you can go through and load, or you can use your own. You can take one of these and modify it and then save it. But there you have it. That's an Aweber list set up just that quickly. The biggest part is coming up with everything you want to put everywhere, which is why I suggested that you go ahead and you do that in a text editor and have it handy for yourself. I hope this was helpful for you. This is Kristen from milkandmud.com. Again, thanks for joining me.